The C1 Bel Canto sold out in just 7.5 hours when it released in November 2022. Then in November 2023, the Bel Canto won at the GPHG, making them the first British brand to win a watch Oscar. Today, the Bel Canto is still a hugely sought after watch, but it's not the only reason why everyone is talking about Christopher Ward. And in this video, I'll be showing you 10 amazing watches that have made the brand explode in popularity in the last few years. Everything from stylish tool watches to colourful concept watches that are absolutely loco. So, let's get into it. This is the Go Anywhere, Do Anything C63 Sealander Automatic. This is a stylish sports explorer watch that will be attire appropriate in any situation, from boardroom to boot fair. This is an everyday watch in a 36mm case, and it's simple and clean, but it's got some highly attractive details and that Christopher Ward flair for finishing. Like the beautiful shimmering sunray dial in the rich Morpho blue colour. That's Morpho as in the big blue butterfly, and not the shape-shifting globule from outer space, I don't think. And then there's the awesomely crisp hands and indexes, diamond polished and brushed on top. And same goes for the chunky applied twin flag logo. The 36mm light catcher case is marine grade steel and really comfortable, and its brushed and polished surfaces do indeed catch the light. There's a Sellita SW201 automatic movement inside that features a nicely finished rotor, and the whole thing is waterproof to 150 metres. For £840, this watch could easily be the only one you ever need. This is the C65 Dune Aeolian. This is a classic field watch, but with a twist, or a ripple more accurately. Aeolian means relating to the wind, from Greek mythology Aeolus, the ruler of the winds, so you learn something every day, some days. And as you've probably guessed, that refers to this really cool 3D ripple effect dial, resembling wind-formed sand dunes. It really elevates the watch above the run-of-the-mill field watch approach, and in this fresh, natural sandy colour, it's really striking. But there's still some traditional touches too, like the heavily domed crystal, which adds some awesome distortion when viewed sideways for a vintage stylie, and there's a simple lollipop second hand and the raised round hour markers, which are awesomely shiny. This one comes in a 38mm case, and that's really the sweet spot for case sizes, I think. I mean, is there a better case size? Maybe 37mm? 42mm, that's good too. So you get a canvas strap and an exhibition case back, which is quite rare on a field watch, but I'll allow it. And there are several colour options in the Dune range, and each one comes with its own complementary shade of lume. Pretty cool. This C65 Dune costs £750. Next, we have the most popular Christopher Ward, and looking like a Rolex Explorer has nothing to do with it, okay, so shut up. God. So this is the C63 Sealander GMT, with that original cave-dwelling style of the 1970s. This is a classic GMT Explorer watch, with an outer bezel that's fixed, a crucial detail for cave exploration. So you know when it's day or night in a The Descent type situation. It comes in a no-nonsense 316L stainless steel case, and the case is bright and well finished. It's got a white lacquer dial which is crisp with a subtle shimmery reflective surface. And there's also a good old oversized GMT hand in bright orange. And then for contrast, there's some more zingy orange pops here and there, like on the minute track and the tip of the second hand. The new Sellita SW3302 GMT movement inside allows for the GMT hand to be set separately. And with a water resistance of 150 metres, this is a watch that's ready for anything, and it's hella stylish to boot. In 39mm on the consort bracelet, the Sealander GMT costs £1,095. So any brand worth its salty Swiss cheese needs to have an integrated sports watch in their catalogue. And this is the 12. A watch that wears its Gerald Genta inspiration on its sleeve. Well, on its caseback actually, with 6 hexagonal screws as a nod to those other, way more expensive 70s designs. So this model is the 12T, And 12T doesn't mean 2 more than 10T. In fact, it's actually 12 Ti, with 12 referencing the dodecagon design of the bezel and Ti referring to the titanium of which it's made. So with integrated sports watches often feeling like chunky slabs on the wrist, the titanium here makes the 12 extremely lightweight and comfortable. But if you do like that chunky feeling though, then you can opt for the steel model and get back that extra 24 grams of heft for your wrist. And then for added comfort, the 12 also has a slimmer profile thanks to the COSC certified Sellita SW301 movement inside. And that's all great and all, but really it's the overall look of this watch that's the real peach. The 12-sided bezel has subtly curved arches and boasts 3 different finishes: sandblasted, brushed and polished, while the dial in a graduated astral blue to black is richly textured with myriad tiny pyramids. It's just unprecedented quality for the price point, quite frankly. Now there's a range of colour, size and strap options available. In 36mm steel on a rubber strap it costs £850, and here in 40mm titanium on the bracelet it costs around £1,500. This is one heck of a watch, and of all the Christopher Ward watches, this is definitely the one I would get, along with several others. Moving on now to the C60 Trident Lumière. Made from grade 2 titanium, this is a diver's watch with a difference. The dial features 17 specially shaped blocks of Globalite XP, a luminous ceramic used to make the hands, the chamfered indexes and the twin flags logo for maximum glow and high legibility in low light conditions. While in the daylight they look like little minty bricks too, so that's a bonus. And the dial itself is textured and in a smoky grey that, along with the dark grey of the bezel and the titanium case, feels really subdued and really stylish. But despite its stylishness, this is also a serious diver's watch, with 300 meters water resistance and a helium release valve on the side of the case that protects the watch from pressure changes during ascents. It's also got a nice slim profile of just 10.85mm, so pretty slim for a dive watch. This is an awesome diver that at £1,985 gives something like the Tudor Pelagos a real run for its money. Now, this is the Cranwell Series 2, Christopher Ward's pilot's watch. This is an aviator-focused watch that's MOD approved, and it's modelled on the classic aviator watches of the past, namely the JLC and IWC Mark 11 6B/346 references, yeah you know, with the deep black dial and clear white Arabic numerals, and then with some added old radium quarter markers for a bit of extra vintage charm. It also features a high level of finishing across the 38mm case and comes equipped with the highly accurate and COSC certified Sellita caliber SW201, which features a hacking seconds hand should the need for a synchronized watches situation arise. And also, if you happen to overestimate your plane flying abilities, we've all done it, then there's also 150 meters of water resistance too, so peace of mind there. You can get the Cranwell Series 2 on this camel vintage oak leather strap for £945. Now, the most improved player award goes to this watch, the C60 Trident Pro 300. So the peeps at Christopher Ward are notorious forum lurkers, and when they were looking to improve on their most popular diver's watch, the C60 Trident Pro 600, the brand went straight to the Christopher Ward forum, to the people who knew the watch best. And the feedback they received resulted in several upgrades to the Pro 600 to get to this, the Trident Pro 300. So notably, it gets a 1.9mm slimmer profile, larger indexes, and a steel bracelet which has an increased taper and added micro adjustment, and an enhanced quick release system for easy switch strap options. The Pro 300 comes in 3 sizes, 38, 40 and 42mm, and 4 colours, black, 2 blueses and white. There's a steel bezel with a ceramic insert, and it's equipped with 300 meters of water resistance. So also good for some serious diving action. And this thing is also pretty dang stylish too. So versatile enough for some serious spreadsheet action too. This Trident Pro 300 in 42mm on the rubber strap costs £750. Next we have Christopher Ward's Moonwatch, the C1 Moonphase. And as you can see, it's got a big old moon on the dial. Now, most Moonphase indicators are typically confined to a small pocket of the watch face, usually tucked away around the 6 o'clock marker. But this Moonphase here takes up a good half of the dial. It's a great big lume moon. And all the pesky indexes, logos and other markers have been removed, save for the highly polished handset, so there's nothing really to distract you from the mighty moon. Except maybe the twinkly sparkle of the aventurine dial that resembles the night sky. So aventurine is Venetian glass that contains flecks of copper oxide, and every piece of aventurine is different, so each Moonphase watch is unique, which is nice. And it lends the watch an opulent, dare I say, magical quality. No, I mustn't. As well as looking smart, the Moonphase is also very clever too. The moon is linked to the hour hand and so is in constant motion, maintaining a smooth movement that, if kept wound, could track the phases of the moon for 128 years. This has been implemented by an ingenious in-house module, the JJ04, which works alongside the base Sellita SW220. The C1 Moonphase in a 40.5mm case costs £1,995. Now we're in for some spiciness. This is the C12 Loco, an integrated sports watch that puts the balance wheel and escapement front and centre of the dial. The watch features the brand's second ever in-house movement designed specifically for this watch. It's been very cleverly engineered to showcase the escapement on the front while hiding away other components. The result is this beautiful symmetry and the stacking of 3 circles, the time-telling subdial at the top, the balance wheel and the escape wheel. Christopher Ward even recruited Swiss micro-component specialist Fila Pivotage to help create an entirely unique balance wheel that features a hairspring that's only 0.045mm thick. That's the same thickness as smoke, roughly. And it oscillates at a frequency of 28,800 beats per hour and will power the watch for 6 days after a big wind. Elsewhere, there's lots of lovely details to admire, like the hand-polished bridges, screws and gears that are visible through the circular cutout in the dial. And my personal favourite detail, the ski jump slope that divides the dial with vertical brushed finishing above and a grained texture on the surface below. And of course, there's the hand-finished caliber CW003, which is visible through the caseback. But despite its technical innovation and open-work design, overall this is a really fun, sporty watch. It comes in the 12 style case and a variety of colours, with this fiery orange being right where it's at, I think. The C12 Loco costs £3,795. So before we get to our final watch, did you know that you can find out about other amazing watches via our Watchfinder newsletter? To get exclusive access to new arrivals, be the first to hear about all our special offers and promotions, and to get first dibs on our giveaways, just head down to the link in the description to sign up. So finally, we come to Christopher Ward's showstopper, the Bel Canto. And this is the second iteration of the piece, the Bel Canto Classic. And it comes with more classically vintage vibes, with Roman numerals on the time-telling subdial, a new boxy sapphire crystal, and most loveliest of all, a guilloche textured dial. Which is so fitting for this watch, it's kind of hard to imagine it without it. It sits really nicely next to the chiming hour mechanism components, which of course are all still present and correct, boasting high levels of finish and resembling a bird, with the tail feather acting as the hammer, and there's a beak also, a red arrow indicator that shows whether the chime is set to on or off. And the chime is still as pleasant as ever as well, with the U-shaped gong resonating in the key of D on the hour. The chiming hour mechanism is the FS01, an in-house module of 60 components which sits atop a Sellita SW201 base movement. Sounds great, looks amazing, and wears really well too. In 41mm on a strap or a bracelet, this is, well, it's a doozy. The Bel Canto Classic starts at £3,495. So that concludes our roundup of just a few awesome Christopher Ward watches that give you a really good idea as to why this brand is so hot right now. And if you want to check out more amazing watches, then why not head over to watchfinder.com and find your next pre-owned luxury watch. Check it out, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.